Hello, Timur Hassan here. I was hoping to go live on YouTube for this, but I haven't set up my YouTube account to go live streaming yet, so hopefully they'll be sorted out next time. I might pre record then as well, but we'll see. Today was the first day of Team Canada at the 2026 Cricket World Cup, the men's T20 Cricket World Cup, and they had it tough going up against South Africa, one of the top cricket nations in the world. Both the current World Test Champions 2025 and also the runners up in the 2024 World Cup against India. So, big expectations if needed to win. Sadly, Canada did not get the win. But it was not a blowout either for a team that, and you know, I was listening to the commentary on on um, on Test Match Special, and there was definitely some negative grades given for the South Africans overall in the performance, but it was still pretty good for them, obviously. The final result was 213 for 4 for the South Africans. Canada, 156 for 8. A 57 run win for South Africa. Probably not a margin of victory that they would have expected. Certainly a better margin of defeat that, in those circumstances, Canada would have expected. There were moments throughout for both sides. 57 runs. It sounds like a lot, but there was definitely, it was a match where there were moments for both sides, no doubt. And yes, it's good for South Africa, hoping to return to the Cup final to start their campaign with a victory. Uh, Again, probably not the way they would have liked to do it. I am sure a lot of people would have expected them to win by a much larger margin, maybe even bowl can all out. Some definite positives for the Canadian team, some definite resilience. So here's how it broke down. Aiden Markram, he hit 59 in his innings, the only half centurion for the South Africans on this day. Quinton de Kock was the first wicket of the day. He was out clean bowled by Dilpreet Singh Bajwa. He was out for just 25. Ryan Rickelton was out for 33. Dwal Bravis out for 6. David Miller, he was 39 not out, and Tristan Stubbs was 34 not out. It was a 75 fifth wicket stand. Let me just confirm that. Yes, 75 fifth wicket stand, unbroken by Miller and Stubbs to close out the South African innings. Ansh Patel making his World Cup debut for the Canadians. He got 3 wickets on the day. He got Markram, he got Rickelton, and he got Bravis. He was the best bowler for the side, not just for the 3 wickets, but also getting it for just 31 runs conceded. Kaleem Sana, no wickets, gave up 38 runs, also bowled 4 wides and 2 no balls. Canada as a total, they gave up 10 runs via the wides, and they threw 3 no balls. So that was the major negative to take away from this bowling attack, and giving up 200 as well. Not great in a T20, obviously. Sapin Safar, he bowled 3 overs. He gave up 38 runs for no wicket. Dylan Heiliger, he was in the power play. He gave up 13 runs in 1 over. Did not bowl again, just the 1 over. Bajwa, he took the 1 wicket, as I said. He gave up 40 runs, threw 1 wide and a no ball in 4 overs. Jaskaran Singh, no wickets, 49 runs given up and 2 wide. Canada, they won the coin toss. They elected to bowl first. So Canada choosing to chase the South African total. Dilpreet Bajwa, the captain. Not a great start. Golden Duck, first ball of the innings, nicked it to the wicketkeeper, Lunga Ngidi, with his first wicket. First of 4 on the day. Yuvraj Samra, a Canadian-born player, making his World Cup debut, 19 years of age. He looked good early on. He did have some good shots. Sadly, Ngidi managed to get him as well in the third over. In the third over of the innings, his second. So Samra out for just 12. Sadly, Nicholas Kirtan came in. He was dispatched pretty quickly as well. He got the 1 boundary shot, but he was out for just the 4 runs. Shreyas Mova out for just 9. And so at that point, it was 45 for 4. You think at that moment, yeah, this is what you expect. This is all in the power play, incidentally, as well. 4 wickets given up in the power play, never a good thing to do. And there we saw a very good 5th wicket, another 75 runs combined. 69 runs, excuse me, between Navneet Dhaliwal and Harsh Thakur. Thakur was the guy who eventually got out. He was out for 33. Not too bad under the circumstances. Could have probably got to a half century. It was sadly first ball after the drinks, or second ball after the drinks break. So it was, I guess, worked for South Africa. And it was Ngidi's 4th wicket of the day. So he got 3 wickets to power play, had to wait a long time to get that 4th, and it was a danger man, Harsh Thakur. Saad Bin Safar, the former captain of Canada, he was out for 11. Jaskran Singh, he got out on the next ball, putting Marco Jansen on a hat-trick. Didn't happen. Dylan Heiliger was, or I should say, the next wicket that fell, the final wicket that fell, was Navneet Dhaliwal, the guy who came in on the second ball of the innings after Bajwa's Golden Duck, and almost saw through to the end as well. So he came in the first over, sadly had to depart just at the start of the 20th over. So very good showing from him. He left for 64. Second World Cup for Canada in this current iteration, and I guess it was the previous one. Why am I saying that? But Dhaliwal started, in case anyone doesn't remember, Canada-USA was the first match of the 2024 World Cup, and Canada was batting first on that occasion, and Navneet had a half-century. He was the first half-centurion of that World Cup, like full stop, not just for Canada, but of the tournament. So he had a half-century then, he got a half-century here as well. 64 on 49 balls, very impressive from him. 7 4s and 1 6 hit from him. It was Corbin Bosch that got that wicket. Dylan Heiliger, Kaleem Sana were the last 2 men out there. Heiliger got 4 not out, and Kaleem Sana had 5 not out. Lungi Ngidi, as I said, he had 4 wickets in this one, gave up 31 runs. Marco Jansen, 2 wickets, was on a hat-trick, 30 runs surrendered. Kagiso Rabada, 1 wicket for 40 runs. Corbin Bosch, who's one of the few South Africans to have experience playing in the GT20 Canada, so has some previous experience of playing against these Canadian players. He had 1 wicket for 27, and Keshav Maharaj, no wicket, 28 runs given up. South Africa only using 5 bowlers. Canada using 6. We've seen, I think I don't think there have been too many occasions so far in the first 3 days of this tournament that a team has used just 5 bowlers in their innings. And go back and check, but yeah, like I said, this was a match that South Africa was almost guaranteed to win. Yeah, there have been some, if not upsets, certainly some incredible moments already in the first 3 days. The tournament started with the Netherlands almost shocking Pakistan. I was listening to it in the wee hours of the morning with the time difference. It was like 3 a.m. when I had to concede and thought, Pakistan they were suffering a massive middle order collapse. I thought, okay, I know how this is going, and I wake up and I found that actually they came back in the final overs and won it. Avoided being embarrassed by the Dutch. And then we had India almost scaring the Indian team. Certainly as far as the bowling was concerned. I don't think necessarily with the batting. And then, of course, the big one was yesterday with Nepal almost defeating England. So, I was hoping for something along those lines. I thought it was going to be an incredible long shot if we actually did win. Because again, this isn't just any like top nation we're playing. It's not just any, full member nation, test playing nation team we're playing against. This is the team that was the second place team in the last tournament. And also a team that is the current holder, as I said, of the World Test Championship. Now you may think, well, Test cricket, T20 cricket, they're different. Those are very different things. But a lot of players from that Test team, they're in this team. They're also a lot of these guys have years and years of experience of playing in India, in the IPL, and are regarded as some of the best players, just full stop, in the world. So, yeah, not an easy thing for Canada to have to do in their first day, have to play against this team. I'm just stating a fact. That I don't want that to sound like a complaint. So, it was almost a dead cert that South Africa are going to win, but again, they only won by 57 runs. They did manage to eclipse the 200 mark, which I don't know. Maybe some people would have predicted, some people not so much. But the fact is that they didn't. They didn't then just, Canada didn't go down without a fight. They only lost by 57 runs. For me, there's some definite positivities to take away from that. And the fact that we did have one guy take 3 wickets is also a very positive sign. I think for Kaleem Sana to not have taken any wickets is a bit of a disappointment, given that he is undoubtedly our best bowler of the squad. He's also a rare instance of a Canadian, either in the past or in the present, who has some franchise cricket experience. The guy he was just in the Global Super League in the last 2 years, this brand new kind of like cricketing version of the Champions League, the UEFA Champions League, or the CONCACAF. He's taking part in both seasons of that tournament. He was in 2024. He was a reserve player for the Lahore Qalandars. He was chosen again in 2025 by Dubai Capitals, and he played in all 4 of those matches. He actually took a forfeit in I think it was the 3rd match. I can't remember if that was against Hobart or Central Stags, but he had one forfeit. I want to say he was the only player who took a 4-wicket haul in that tournament, but I could be wrong about that. But it was certainly, and for the fact he's a Canadian, most people say, well, he's Pakistani. That's first and foremost, to be born in Pakistan, but he's a Canadian international. That's a pretty significant. It's a big deal. We're still trying to establish ourselves on the world stage as far as cricket is concerned. This is our 2nd time appearing in the World Cup. We had that win against Ireland last time. It was a gritty one. It was only a 14-run victory that we had against Ireland that one. But it's one of those things. You get one win and the sky's the limit from there. I mean, even Nepal, like they've had now two really really big matches. Like they took South Africa to the absolute brink last time. I remember I was listening to this when they were in the Caribbean. It was like deep in the evening, and I think it was only one. It was a one-run margin of victory that South Africa just held on. It was like, I mean, one of the most down to the wire matches I've heard in such a long time. And then they do it again against England, losing by just 4 runs yesterday. So that's a team that's definitely on the up, and they've got their own franchise league right now, the Nepal Premier League. Quite a few international players taking part in that. And not just guys who are like just franchise guys, travelers. Some legitimate, even if they're not international anymore, some legitimate talent. Jason Roy was playing there, I think, this past year. One of the all-time England greats. So there's some definite, they're gaining relevance. And, we've had our fair share of greats as well, playing in Canada. We just had a Canada Super 60, the debut of a T10 league. And there were quite a few pretty prominent players. Jason Roy again, Alex Hales was there, Moeen Ali. David Warner was playing in the GT20 Canada in 2024, and that league's due to come back in 2026. I would love to see what kind of international players we can attract this time around. Hope to see some greats. But yeah, so that's that then. South Africa 213 for 4, Canada 156 for 8, 57-run victory for the Proteas. Canada 0-1 to start the 2026 World Cup. Their next match is on Friday. They're taking on the United Arab Emirates. Some positives to draw from this match. Hopefully they will learn from them. Hopefully they will they had some good fielding, but there were also some, I think, 1 or 2 drops. So still some stuff to work on, and more work in the nets, I would say. But overall, it wasn't a win, but it wasn't a humiliating loss either, I would say. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a hockey equivalent, but yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head. But so next, hopefully hopefully they learn from this. Hopefully hopefully after the match they got to chat with some of these South African players, maybe took some stuff away from that. Hopefully they learn from each other. I mean, I imagine South Africa is also gonna want to work hard and improve themselves for the next match. For Canada, I mean, it's not easy. This is a real group of death, honestly. Like, we're against 3 test playing nations in South Africa, Aotearoa, New Zealand, and Afghanistan. And we've also got the UAE. They may not be, they're no more or less, a growing associate nation like us. They're also a nation that have a pretty decent amount of international prominence right now, given that they also have, they've got 2 franchise leagues right now, the Abu Dhabi T10 and the IL20, which also attract some of the best players in the world. some of the best from England, from Pakistan, from Australia, from New Zealand, from South Africa, from the West Indies, and they have teams that are owned by IPL team owners. So, and UAE players are also, they've got some star power there. They've also played in the GT20 Canada in the past, so we know what some of them are like. So it is a real uphill battle for Canada. Last time round we had the USA, Ireland, and then India and Pakistan. So, it's one of those things. We're going to be the underdog no matter what, but we're definitely in the toughest group. From a Canadian perspective, it's a real uphill battle, and it's not even one where it's just like you look at the top two teams. Like, I can look at the other groups and think, yeah, I can't imagine. Would be interesting. Can't imagine any upsets there. This is the group where upsets could happen, even when one of the teams is the defending runners up. But yeah, Canada showed. I like to think they showed in this match that there's something there, and hopefully we'll bounce back, and we'll be back at it on Friday against UAE. Different start time, but I will more likely not be recording and releasing this video at the same time, because I think. So this match started. It was a night game in India, so it started at 8:30 a.m. Where I am now. So it only wrapped up at about nearly 12, not quite 12:30, but like 12:30 ish, midday. And this, the next one is a afternoon game, which means it's on at 4:30 a.m. my time. So I am not going to be staying up for that one, I'm afraid. But yeah, I'll give my reaction to that, and by then I will have the live streaming issues resolved. Again, no guarantees I actually will live stream it. Since I'm not recording myself live, I have no idea how that's gonna go, and I am someone who is not necessarily great with words. You've heard me stumbling a lot already in this. This is off the cuff, and I'm not great at presentation without a script, or in general, but hopefully it will be, I can take the positiveness and brush up as well, and come back strong on Friday. Friday they'll take on the UAE. Tuesday they're taking on Aotearoa New Zealand next Tuesday, and then the next Thursday they'll be taking on Afghanistan. So 0 for 1, hopefully not 0 for 4. I'd like to think we can at least win the ones against UAE and Afghanistan. And yeah, we'll see about New Zealand. They're obviously a very formidable team as well. And I think some of those players also have. Yeah, I remember looking at the squad, and yeah, there's a couple of players who have also been to GT20 Canada, so we have some familiarity with the opponents. That's the one positivity. All 4 of these opponents have had players come to Brampton and play it at CAA Centre. So it's not a total anomaly, like last time when we were facing, well, we didn't actually face India because that match was rained out, but they never sent any of their players to our league. Pakistan has sent a couple. Obviously, we would have had more in 2024, but they put in a new NOC policy, Today, a lot of players that were due to play in Canada in the summer suddenly weren't able to. But yeah, a couple of the Irish players we've had, a couple of the American players were with us as well. Not least of all, Andres Goose. And this time around, we've had some of the Afghan players, Mohammed Abi and Ramanullah Gurbaz. I can think off the top of my head. New Zealand, we've seen Tim Seifert, we've seen Mark Chapman. UAE, I think, is Mohammed Wasim on the squad? I know we've played him, or he's been on one of our squads. Yeah, okay. And yeah, South Africa. I mean, more so the Razzie van der Dusen and Reza Hendricks kind of crew. But then Corbin Bosch was with Vancouver in, I think he was there in 2024. It certainly wasn't 2023. So, but anyway, I'm rambling now. I will sign off now. This has been Tomorrowson. Thank you for watching, and talk to you again on Friday. Love that World Cup jersey. Let's go, Canada!